Hello students, so welcome to GCE Connect. It's a lecture number 13, Network Analysis 18EC32. In the last class we have discussed mesh and super mesh numericals. So in this today's class we will continue with the same concept, but numerical consists of dependent sources. In the today's class we will discuss the numericals on these dependent sources. The problem statement is what? Find I2 using a mesh analysis for the given circuit. See, the circuit is given here. So it consists of resistors, a voltage source. Then this part is very important. So this is voltage this is a voltage source, but it depends on some current value. It is a voltage source, but depends on some current. So in the basic class I have discussed different types of voltage sources. So therefore this is called current dependent voltage source. See here, this voltage source depends on I2 current, therefore it is called current dependent voltage source. What is this I2 then? I2 is current flowing through the 6 ohm resistor, that we need to find out. So first and foremost step in all these numericals are, so denote the loop currents. So denote the loop current in this loop as say X, so in this loop as say Y, right? So next step is what? Sign conventions. So entry sign plus and here minus, here plus minus with respect to X loop. Now with respect to Y loop, here plus minus. So second step is over. Now applying the KVL to get what? Equations, right? So apply the KVL for the X loop. So what we will get? Apply KVL to X loop. So what we will get? We will see. So start from this point. It's a minus 21 plus here it's a 2x minus it is 3I2. It is a voltage source, right? But it depends on current value. We will see what is this I2 later, right? So you will write, see it's a 3I2 plus here 3. So it is between x and y, x minus y. So plus, next one more element is there, it is a plus 4x is equal to 0. So we will rewrite this equation as, so how many x terms are here? 2x is here, 3x is here, 4x is a total how many? It's a 9x. How many y terms are here? It's a minus 3y. So it's a minus 21. If I take right hand side, that will become what? Plus 21. This minus 3I2 right hand side, it will become what? Plus 3I2. We'll call that equation as say 1. But you see the circuit diagram. So what is I2 actually? So it is in the direction of what we assumed. It's a loop current. So therefore I2 will be what? Y. So this is very important. It's also called as constraint equation. Whenever we come across a dependent sources in the numerical, we should write that dependent source value in terms of either loop current or branch currents, whatever it may be. So depends on the circuit. Now this will help you to solve further, right? Now in this equation number 1 we have 3 unknowns, x, y and I2. So we cannot solve here. We should replace this I2 or any one of the variable in terms of another, so that we can easily solve. Now apply KVL to Y loop. Now tell me the equation. Start from this point. It is a 6y plus 3 is shared between y and x, so therefore y minus x is equal to 0. Total how much? Minus 3x plus 9y is equal to 0, or else 3x equal to 9y. Therefore x equal to what? 3y. X is equal to 3y. Calls that equation as what? 2. Right. Now this constant equation and this equation number 2 has to be substituted in equation number 1. Right. So this constant equation, where this I2 is there, you replace this one with what? Say y. Where x is there, you replace with what? 3y. So that complete equation will be in the form of y, so that you can easily eliminate for what? Y. Therefore 9, in the place of x I will write what? 3y minus 3y is equal to 21 plus 3y. Just to simplify, what we will get? It's a 27y minus 3y is equal to 21 plus 3y. Upon simplifying, so what we will get? It is 21y is equal to 21 will get. So therefore y will be what? 1 ampere. But if I substitute y equal to 1 ampere in this equation number 2, if y equal to 1 in equation 2, what will get? X as say 3 amperes. This is also one of the solution. It's a mesh current. But what they have asked? They have asked I2, to find I2. What is I2? I2 is what? Y. Therefore I2 is equal to y is equal to what? 1 ampere. This is a required solution. Right. So this is how we need to solve the numerical. Okay students, I will move on to the next numerical, again on the same concept. So that is dependent sources. Right. See what the question is: find mesh currents for the given circuit diagram. Right. So resistor values are given, voltage sources are given. So need to find what? Find the mesh current, means what are the loop currents we need to find out. Right. So what is the first step? Identify the number of loops. So in the circuit, given circuit, we can see that we can have 3 loops here. So denote with them. So I'll take this loop as say x, this loop as say y, this loop as say z. So there is no such rule. This loop has to be taken as x and this one as y and z. You can interchange in any manner, but equation will remain same, but in the form of x, y, z it will change. That's it. Okay, we have identified the number of loops and we have denoted also. The next step is what? Sign conventions. Right. With respect to x, so I'll write here plus entry sign, here it is minus, here plus minus. With respect to y, here it is a plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, and then with respect to z, here plus minus, plus minus. Right. Now first step. So in this numerical, we have come across here one different kind of notation here. It is a current source but depends on what? Voltage value. So therefore this is voltage dependent current source. This all category I have discussed in basic class, right? So what is dependent quantity here? It is a VA. What is that VA that we need to write? See the circuit. Where is the VA? VA is the voltage across 5 ohm. So we know from Ohm's law V is equal to I into R. We know the R value, how much it is? 5 ohm. We need to find I, means we need to write I here, but we cannot take alone X or alone Y. It is shared between the 2 loop currents. Therefore we should write what? X minus Y or Y minus X. But they have mentioned VA higher potential at this end and lower potential at this end. Therefore, so I must be x minus y. Therefore, VA is equal to 5x minus y. Right. So one more we can write equation that from seeing the diagram or circuit diagram. So Z is in this direction of the current source. Therefore, we can write Z is what? 0.2 VA. 0.2 VA. Right. So Z is equal to 0.2. What is VA? I have written here. Right. So this is 5x minus y. So if you simplify this one, Z is equal to x minus y or x minus y minus z is equal to 0. So call this one as, say, equation number 1. Okay. So now apply KVL to X loop. So start from this point. So what you will get? Minus 125, right? Plus here 5x minus y plus 7.5. What is that? X minus z plus 50 is equal to 0. Right. So upon simplifying, so what are the x terms here? We have 5x and then here 7.5x. So it will be what? 12.5x. How many y terms are here? Only minus 5y. How many z terms? 7.5z. So minus 125 plus 50. So it's a minus 75. If I take right hand side, this will become what? 75. So calls as equation number 2. Right. Now apply KVL to what? Y loop. Start from this point. So write the KVL equation, that is 17.5y plus this 2.5 shared between y and z plus 2.5 y minus z. Then this point 5 shared between y and x, 5 y minus x. Right. So there is no voltage source, is equal to 0. Upon simplifying, so how many x terms are here? Minus 5x. How many y terms are here? 17.5, then 2.5. So it will be 20 plus 20 plus 5. That is 25y. 25y. How many z terms are here? Only 2.5z with the minus sign. It's a minus 2.5z is equal to 0. Also equation number 3. Right. Now we have equation number 1, 2, 3, but we cannot apply KVL here. Why? Because this loop, so Z itself is 0.2 VA. This results in one equation among the simultaneous equation of the for this circuit. So no need to apply KVL here. Right. So upon you can use Cramer's rule or direct calculator entry method to get the values of what? X, Y, Z. So those itself is what? Mesh currents for the given circuit. So we'll write in the form of matrix. See the equation number 1, 2, 3 in the form of, in the order of x, y, z is equal to some constants. Coefficients of x here 1, y is what? Minus 1, z is what? Minus 1. Then constant is what? 0. Here we should write x, y, z. Write the constants. So in the coefficients of x, y, z in the equation number 1, it's a 1, minus 1, minus 1, it's a 0. Equation number 2, it's a 12.5 minus 5, 7.5, it's a 75. Right. Next, last equation, minus 5, 25 minus 2.5. Z is equal to 0. Upon solving this direct entry in the calculator or Cramer's rule, so you will get the answer as, say, x is equal to 13.2 ampere, y as 3.6 ampere, Z as 9.6 ampere. So these all are the required solution for the given numerical, right? So same numerical can be extended in many ways, like after finding the mesh currents, so they may ask like what is the voltage across 17.5 ohm resistor, right? What is the voltage drop across some particular resistor, they may ask. Such things can be extended, like what is the voltage across 17.5 ohm. So we know that V equal to what? I into R, right? R we know what is that R value, 17.5 is a resistor. What is the I value there? It's a Y. What is the Y value here? It's a what? 3.6 into 17.5, so many volts. So such things can be questions can be added in a same numerical, right? So this is all about dependent source numericals. The same way, so they can ask like power also, power across some voltage source. We have the relation P equal to V into I. Assume that they may ask like what is the power delivered at this 50 volts source. So in that we know the V value as well as current flowing through at this point, either X minus Z or Z minus X. Such things numericals we may discuss in the next class. The power for this one unit for this one will be what? Watts. Okay, we'll stop it here. Rest all the things we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.